You ever borrow something expensive from someone and then lose it? Not misplace it, not forget where you put it. Lose it. Like it's gone. Forever. No getting it back. Now imagine the thing you lost wasn't just expensive. It was iron, which, in this time period, meant it cost about as much as a used car today. And you didn't own it. You borrowed it from someone who trusted you. And now it's at the bottom of a river. That's where our story starts. There's a group of young guys living near the Jordan River, and they're part of a small community led by this prophet named Elisha. They're outgrowing their space, so they decide to do what any group of motivated young men would do. They're going to build something bigger, with their own hands. One of them doesn't have an axe, so he borrows one. And that's important, because back then, iron wasn't something you just ran to Home Depot and grabbed. Iron tools were rare, expensive, passed down. If you had one, you took care of it. If you borrowed one, you protected it with your life. So this guy's out there swinging away, chopping wood by the riverbank. He's working hard, doing everything right, and then, mid-swing, the axe head flies off the handle. He watches it arc through the air in slow motion, watches it hit the water, watches it sink, just gone. Now, if you've never had that moment where your stomach drops and time stops, and you're just standing there thinking, no, 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 you're lucky. Because this guy, he's living it. He's not just embarrassed, he's in debt now. Real debt. The kind that follows you. The kind that changes how people see you. And there's nothing he can do about it. Iron doesn't float. So he does the only thing he can think of. He turns to Elisha and says, "Master, I borrowed that." You can hear the panic in those 4 words. Not, "I lost it." Not, "It fell in." I borrowed that. As in, this wasn't even mine to lose. Elisha doesn't panic, doesn't lecture him. He just asks a simple question. Where did it fall? The guy points to the spot. Elisha walks over, picks up a stick, and throws it into the water. And that's it. No chanting, no ceremony, no dramatic build-up. He just tosses a stick in, and the iron axe head floats to the surface. Let me say that again because it's easy to skim past. Iron floated. The man reaches out, grabs it, pulls it up, whole, dry, exactly as it was. Now here's the thing. This isn't some big, crowd-pleasing miracle. There's no audience, no applause. Just a quiet moment between a panicked young man and a prophet who knew that sometimes the small disasters feel just as impossible as the big ones. Because that's what this story is really about. It's not about axes. It's about that feeling when you've messed up something you can't fix. When you're holding the consequences of a split-second mistake and there's no undo button, no way to rewind. We've all been there. Maybe not with iron, maybe with a borrowed car, a relationship, a promise, a responsibility someone trusted you with. And in those moments, it doesn't matter how small the thing seems to anyone else. To you, it's the whole world sinking to the bottom of a river. What I love about this story is how seriously it takes that panic. Elisha doesn't minimize it, doesn't say, "Relax, it's just an axe." He sees a man drowning in a mistake he can't undo, and he steps in. Not with a lecture, not with judgment, with a solution the guy never could have come up with on his own. And maybe that's the point. Some problems you can't think your way out of. You can't work harder, can't fix it yourself. You're just
stuck. And sometimes, help shows up in a way that makes no logical sense. A stick in the water, a conversation you didn't expect, a door that shouldn't have opened. The kind of thing that makes you stop and go, wait, how did that just happen? I think we're so used to grinding through everything on our own that we forget some things aren't meant to be solved by us. Some things require something outside our ability, outside the rules we know. The axe head floating is impossible, but it happened anyway. And the guy who thought his life was over 5 minutes ago? He's walking away with the axe in his hand, probably still trying to process what he just saw. Because sometimes the story doesn't end where you think it does. Sometimes the thing you thought was lost forever comes back. If stories like this make you pause and think, I've never heard that before, you're not alone. There are dozens of moments like this buried in ancient text that sound more like mystery than religion. Hit subscribe if you want more of them. No fluff, just the strange, true human moments that most people skip over. Thanks for watching.